Welcome to the Management Advantage. Last year we had such great response off of our predator control show, we decided we need to do it again this year. So right after these messages, we're going to come back and talk about some predator management.
Welcome to the Management Advantage, gaining the advantage through proper land management with your host, Chuck Sykes, who is dedicated to sound wildlife management practices and principles that will help both sportsmen and landowners get the optimum potential from their land. Sponsored by Realtree, the camouflage revolution begins here. Holland Grill, nothing else stacks up. Motorola, share your adventure. The Whitetail Institute of North America. Deer Nutrition is all we do. Augusta Turf and Specialty Vehicle, the exclusive home of the Team Realtree Edition Easy Go Workhorse ST480. Arsenal by BASF, the Lodge of Louisiana, your local Dodge dealer. Grab life by the horns. And the BASF Vegetative Group.
Folks, it's kind of hard to raise upland game birds like quail or turkeys if you got an overabundance of nest predators. One of the major keys to increasing your populations is being able to successfully bring off broods. Now, I found a turkey nest late March last year. Found where it was and started watching it just to see if that hen was going to be able to successfully bring off that clutch of eggs. Well, 2 weeks later, this is what happened. From the looks of all those feathers, the hen barely escaped with her life if she made it at all. So how I try to eliminate my nest predators, coons and possums specifically, is twofold. Every year in February, I start an extensive trapping program on the properties that I manage. Now, in addition to that, I allow coon hunting to take place on them. Now, last year we got great response from viewers offering suggestions on how I can improve the success of my trapping. Now, one of those viewers was Tim Caven from Minnesota Trapline Products. Tim sent me some products and also some helpful suggestions on how to improve the success of my coon trapping. Now, the first thing Tim told me to do, said, you know, last year your traps were a little bit rusty. Yeah, and my techniques were a little bit rusty too. So the first thing we did, we boiled our traps to get the excess rust and dirt off of them. Then the next step, Tim sent some speed dip. We took that speed dip and mixed half of it and half a gallon of gas, and we dipped our traps. Now, secondly, I was using just generic bait last year. Tim said I needed to get a little more specific and target the specific animals that I was after, so he sent me some Caven's Moonshine, some Terminator, and several other raccoon and possum specific baits. Now, I can assure you this did not hurt my trapping success. We tore them up last year. So in addition to the trapping, I got a good friend, Rex Ledbetter, that doesn't love anything any more than hearing those dogs tree a coon. So Rex hunts my properties hard. Just for example, one 5,000 acre tract of land that I managed last year, between Rex and I, we took over 100 coons and probably 20 or 25 possums off of that one tract of land. Now folks, that is a heap of egg eaters that's not going to be out there this spring when those hen turkeys and hen quail go on the nest. We have to quit trapping every year around February the 20th for our raccoons and possums, and that does help knock the numbers down before turkey season comes in and before those hen quail and turkeys go on the nest. But as you'll see from this hunt, raccoons are not the only problem that our turkeys are facing. Chuck, I'm getting ready to shoot this bird. I'm gonna take him. Tom, was that not a gorgeous morning?
Incredible.
It was just too short.
Absolutely incredible.
Too short. That turkey in that fog, strutting and gobbling, the deer silhouetted behind him. And I heard them putting up there, and I'm thinking, I know they haven't seen him yet. And then all of a sudden, I see those coyotes coming down through there.
Look at that.
That's a good
Isn't that beautiful? What a nice bird.
He wasn't the old turkey that we were after.
That's okay. It got my heart pumping.
He is a good one, and the old turkey's still there, and he gobbled just a few minutes ago, so we need to get on out of here and let him come on in. We might try him tomorrow morning.
Good idea. Great idea.
Man, that was a great
Hey,
hunt.
thanks a lot.
No problem.
Good work.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Folks, that old gobbler was stuck between a rock and a hard place that day. I would kind of wish my hunter would have let the turkey run on past and got those two coyotes, but the way he was positioned in front of me on that power line, he never saw those coyotes come in until after he had shot, and I showed him the tape when we got back to the lodge. So coyotes face a problem when it comes to turkey management. They don't get a whole lot. They're not as bad as the raccoons and possums, but it's still something you have to look at. Now down here, you can trap all season, all year long for coyotes on private land with permission from the landowner. So as soon as turkey season is over with, we start trapping our coyotes pretty hard. So I want you to go with Derek Lynch. Most of y'all know Derek now from Rocky Branch Plantation. I want you to see some of his trapping techniques on his coyote population over in Georgia. All right, Derek, what's your trapping secret?
Well, Chuck, my main secret is mainly pan weight and length between trap set off. I put a lot of weight on my pans, on my tongues, my trap, hopefully to make sure the animal's pushing downward into my trap when it goes off. And then also I hair trigger it to where, once it goes a short distance, it's going off and he's pushing down into the trap. Really, I've never used a lot of pan covers. They're probably, I guess I have used them, but I found that it's just about as easy to come to the field without them because I've been successful without them.
With a number 2 trap offset a little bit. Now, are you gonna stake this one or are you gonna drag it?
I'm considering dragging this one.
All right, well, that's something I have never had any success with. It's really a stake or a drag. I've always had better luck chaining mine down to a nearby tree or something, so I'm interested to see how you drag is gonna work. All right, what kind of bait are you using?
Well, here I've got just mice. It's kind
some of Tim Caven stuff.
Yeah.
Minnesota Trapline supply.
It's a good scent, good actually a lure to bring in coyotes. It's just more or less kind of ground up rodents. And
it smells nice, I tell you.
Well, the smell is what gets them. It draws their attention. So hopefully it'll do the job for us overnight tonight.
Well, it looks like the Just Mice did a pretty good job last night.
I'll tell you what, it got this one. There's plenty of them out here to get, but it's definitely convincing. They can't keep their nose out of it.
Well, and I guess that your old rusty trap done the trick last night.
No pan cover either.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And down here, you don't have to have a dyed trap and you don't have to have a pan cover.
Well, we're working with a little different soil texture and everything else, and I guess weather permitting, we got a pretty good chance of catching one without all the fashion statements, I guess, with trapping.
Well, I mean, you grew up in Illinois, so you've trapped in other places too, and probably the critters down here are not quite as sharp as they are up north, where they get a lot of trapping pressure.
Not nearly as sharp. It's a confidence builder when you come out here and trap these because it's so much easier. But these coyotes, especially this one here, she's probably a young dog. She never has seen anything like it, and curiosity kills the cat. But today, it got the coyote.
Right.
But this is really a good set here, a normal set for this area. You're trapping. We got so much thick areas. We're trapping this roadway here because it's a major traveling zone for these coyotes to get from one area to another. And you're you've really got them concentrated to this area, and it really works well.
Steve, I guess it's been since 1988 we got this started, and we've helped hundreds of thousands of people get some mighty good-looking food plots. We get pictures in all the time. These guys are also got some beautiful mineral licks, but we still get questions after this many years of how to most effectively hunt these spots. Let's talk just a minute about that and give some guys some pointers.
As far as mineral licks and nutritional supplements go, people need to check their local game laws, because in some states you can use it and actually hunt over the sites. Other states would consider it bait and it would be illegal, so they need to make sure that they're doing things legal. As far as the food plots go, they're legal in every state. As far as hunting the food plot, my best recommendation is this, is when the season first starts and before the pressure really gets on the deer, hunt over the food plot itself. And if you can, invest in 2 stands for that food plot. I think that's a benefit as well, and the reason being is most people are very limited on the amount of time that they can actually hunt, and if they want to be able to hunt that field on the weekend when they get a chance to go, and the wind's wrong for that first stand they put up, they can hunt on the other end of the field. So I would make that investment. Once the pressure gets on the deer, they become a little bit more skittish, a little more nocturnal. They might be entering the fields after legal shooting hours, especially the mature bucks. So back off that field 50 to 200 yards and catch the deer on the way to the food plots. You won't see as many deer, but you got a better chance of catching a mature buck. When the rut's on, all bets are off. Things change. You need to move back to the food plot, in our opinion. The reason being is that's where the does are going to be, and the bucks will be coming by scent checking the trails as far as staying around the edge of the fields. We covered a lot of information today on the management advantage, and if you're interested in getting more information on what we talked about today, deer management in general, food plots, and mineral supplements and the benefits they provide, we're offering a free video and also a sample of Imperial Whitetail Clover for you to try. All you'll do is pay $4.95 for shipping and handling. Call 1-800-688-3030.
Now, folks, I really wish that he would have got those coyotes instead of the turkey, but imagine this turkey breast is going to taste a whole lot better than one of those coyotes would have. Today, we're going to show you how to cook Jamaican grill turkey breast. Now, the ingredients we're going to need is turkey breasts, pineapple slices or chunks in juice, 3 tablespoons of honey, a tablespoon of vegetable oil, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, a tablespoon of Jamaican jerk seasoning, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, a tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of minced dried onion, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now, the first step in this recipe is we've got to mix all of our ingredients to make a marinade and put our turkey breast in it. So we're going to combine our pineapple chunks and juice. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of cooking oil, 3 tablespoons of honey. All right, next ingredient, we want to use 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of this Jamaican jerk or Caribbean jerk seasoning, and 1 tablespoon of minced dried onions, of 1 teaspoon of salt. All right, we'll mix all of this up. And we cut our turkey breast up into little fingers or turkey strips. We put this marinade over just in a Ziploc bag, and it's best to refrigerate it for 30 minutes to an hour before grilling. So we've already had this in the refrigerator chilling. We've got our grill preheated as always and got it ready where we can put our turkey strips on. Now, once we put these on, we're going to take the marinade that we just made, pour it into a little saucepan. Now, you can do this in the oven, on the stove, cook it over medium heat, but what we're going to do is we're just going to set this on the grill and let it heat up, where when we take our turkey strips off, we can put it back in here and in the new batch of marinade. Now, these turkey strips, We want to let it cook for probably 4 minutes on each side. Whew, that looks like it's about right. We cooked it for 4 minutes, flipped it, cooked it for 6 minutes, but I mean, you just do it till you want it pink, but you don't want any blood running out of it. That right there is just right. Man, that is good. We're just gonna take it off the grill, put it over into our marinade. Jamaican grill turkey breast. Just one more good recipe on how you can use this Holland grill for your favorite wild game dinner. We'll see you next week right here on the cooking segment.
Remember to send your recipes to CS Wildlife Services at mindspring.com. Your recipe may be featured on a future show.
Well, I hope y'all learned a few techniques from Derek. Seems like he does a pretty good job working on his coyotes up at Rocky Branch. Now, another way to get rid of your predators, something I had never done, was predator calling. So I want you to go with Derek and Mike Murphy behind the gun this time and me behind the camera on my first and what I assure you is not going to be my last predator hunt.
It's gonna be good weather for it today. I tell you, we had this cold front move through with a little bit of rain shower here this afternoon, and we're drawing down in the evening hours here, Mike, and it should be real good for coyote calling. We've got a good east to southeast wind, which is in our favor for this area where we're going.
Yeah.
It's kind of a funnel coming out of a thick area that these coyotes bed up in, and of course, you know, stay in throughout the daylight hours. So we get down here and get set up, we should have a pretty good chance of getting something.
Let's go do it then.
Let's try it. Why don't you sit next to that tree, try and kind of facing to where we're calling there. Okay. Right over there. Getting ready to run. When I tell you, swing. Go.
Got him, Derek.
Good shot, Mike. Good
Man, I'm
shot.
telling you, that was a good. It's done just like you said. Gonna just have to circle around behind us.
Oh man, he came in right in the wind there and caught our scent. But
I know it.
That stuff happens. You just never can tell where these animals are going to be. So.
Folks, a good predator control program is integral to upland game bird management. And it also can be a lot of fun, whether it be trapping raccoons, possums, or coyotes, going coon hunting, or a predator hunt for coyotes. It's a good pastime and it's very valuable wildlife management. But folks, if you decide to trap, first of all, please be careful. Second of all, run your traps twice a day. Check them right after daylight and check them right before dark. You owe it to the animals that you're trapping to be as humane about this as possible. Be careful, be safe, and have a good time with your predator management. This is just one more way that we're helping you gain the advantage through proper management. We'll see you next week right here on the Management Advantage.
The Management Advantage was brought to you by Realtree. The camouflage revolution begins here. Holland Grill, nothing else stacks up. Motorola, share your adventure. The Whitetail Institute of North America. Deer nutrition is all we do. Augusta Turf and Specialty Vehicle, the exclusive home of the Team Realtree Edition Easy Go Workhorse ST480. Arsenal by BASF, the Lodge of Louisiana. Your local Dodge dealer. Grab life by the horns. And the BASF Vegetative Group.